So guys, you've been invited onto this call today by your friend. Your friend has something really incredible, something exciting to share with you, something that we're excited about, even though it's a little crazy out there at the moment, even though every time we switch on the TV, it's all doom and gloom. We feel that we've got something with you today that's going to lift up your life, it's going to light you up, and it's going to show you a whole new direction to have increase in your life. So we need a couple of things from you today. The first thing is we want you to pay attention. We want you to be interactive with us. We want you to have a good time. So make sure that you can hear us. Make sure your volume is up. And if you're struggling to hear us, I guess you can't hear me if I say change your settings just where the mute button is. My name's Melanie, by the way. I've been part of this incredible concept that you're going to see today for 8 years now, and life has been pretty incredible these past 8 years. We've been able to go to over 40 destinations on holiday, have a real good time, make friends all over the world. If you're one of my friends that I've been on a trip with, just type into the chat, say a quick hey. It's great to have you on here as well. Yeah, and so look, the type of people that we're looking to have on this chat, they're people who right now, they're at home, they're in quarantine, and they're looking for a way to have more for their family. They might be asking themselves, how can I make this time when I'm at home more productive for myself? What new skills could I learn for my family right now? What could I do to better myself for the future? And we're looking for those people who are open-minded and open-minded enough to say there's something out there that I might not know about, something out there that I do want to know. So if that's you, welcome. We are excited to have you on the call. Now, the first lady that I am bringing up today that's going to be sharing this concept with us, she is an incredible woman. Somebody that came across this concept a decade ago. Somebody that just saw the vision of what we're doing and said yes. And not only did she say yes for herself, she said yes for an entire continent. She saw this concept first in the USA when it was an America-only company. And she said, do you know what? We need this for the Europeans. This would bless Europe in a way that people have never even imagined before. So she went ahead and she said yes to this concept. Now, when she saw this concept, she was in financial difficulties herself. She'd actually been in property prior to this. She'd gone through the recession in 2008, and she was looking for something more. And she's going to be giving us some financial education today on residual, on passive income. And she pulled herself out of that, and she has led thousands to financial freedom over the past decade. In fact, hundreds of thousands. I know people from all over the world that have seen her train on stages all over the world on how to have more for your family. She's somebody that from this concept has created 32 first-time millionaires. She's helped so many people all over the world have more time with their family, have more fun. So we are so excited really to welcome Efrosyni to the call. So Efrosyni, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Let me know that you guys can hear me.
Welcome.
You can see me. Thumbs up. Awesome. Perfect. So Melanie, thank you for that awesome introduction. Guys, as Melanie shared, through this particular concept, I've been very blessed to have been part of this idea for almost 11 years. In fact, it's coming up to my 11-year anniversary in just a couple of weeks. And up to this day, my brother shared this idea with me 11 years ago. And he gave me the best possible gift. Because when I saw this idea, like Melanie shared, it was literally like after the 08-09 crash. So I was at a point in my life where I thought I had found my solution, and I had gotten into real estate, and I was working full-time job, running 2 businesses at the same time. Then the crash happened, and I saw a bunch of money get wiped off my property portfolio. And you know, when there's tough times, all of a sudden you start becoming a little bit more open, because when we're comfortable, we think that's going to last forever. And sometimes when people are comfortable, they think it's not necessary to have multiple sources of income. Now, when the last crash happened, I remember it was a little bit of a dark time for me, but that became the best time for me later on. Because when I saw what happened in the economy, I realized, you know what, I can't rely on one source of income. Because when you rely on one source of income, sometimes things can happen. And when one source of income disappears, if you don't have a plan B to fall back on, it can be a very dangerous place. Now, before I share with you guys what we're actually working on, all I want to share with you is that we're all seeing exactly what's going on right now. There's a lot of negativity in the media. There's the situation with the virus that's happening right now. And I don't want to take anything away from that. I've personally have friends that have been affected by the virus. I have friends of friends that have been affected by the virus. I've also got friends that are nurses and family members that are on the front line. And here's one thing that I'm realizing is that we got the current situation that's keeping people in quarantine. And there's a couple of different categories of people in quarantine right now. There's the people in quarantine that, including myself for a while, it felt like a little bit of a holiday, take some time off, things like that. But there's also the people that are in quarantine that right now are beginning to realize that, after this situation finishes, the situation is going to continue with another big challenge, which is the economic crash that's going to follow. And I'm going to show some statistics to you guys. And my aim is not to sit there and scare you about what's going to happen. That's not my aim. My aim is to get you to open up your mind to possibilities, because whenever there's a big crisis, there's always opportunity. So here's a question for you. If you keep doing what you're doing right now, what's your next 90 days going to look like? Is it going to look better? Is it going to look worse? Or do you feel it's going to be the same as the last 90 days? Because here's what I can promise you. For the majority of people, for more than 90% of people, the same is not going to be an option. Everything's going to change after this. And for some people that take advantage of the next few months to learn a new skill, to build something new, you can find yourself in a situation where you can be in a better situation. And this is what happened in the last crash. For a little while, I licked my wounds. Then this opportunity came across my desk and I saw it. And when I saw this opportunity, I took a decision that I said to myself, I want to build something that enables me to give me freedom, because I was working 80 to 100 hours a week and I didn't have time to see people that I cared about. And I knew that if I didn't do something about it, the next few years of my life would be exactly like the previous last few years. And I didn't want that. And this is what's going to happen, guys. There's so many jobs that are getting affected already by the current situation. But a lot of people are sitting there saying, you know what, it's all doom and gloom. I actually feel it's the opposite, because there's a very wealthy man and very successful individual called Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett, to give you an idea, he's worth $87 billion. And here's what I've learned in the last few years of following successful people. When I started to follow successful people is because I realized that the path that I was on, I was following in the footsteps of my parents. And I love my parents. They've taught me work ethic. My dad has always been a workaholic, same with my mom. And I'm very grateful for that. But my parents never experienced freedom. So I realized if I wanted to have something that I've never had in my life, I needed to follow in the footsteps of somebody that had already achieved it. So if I wanted to have success, I needed to follow success. And success leaves clues. And Warren Buffett says that when people are fearful, that's the time to get greedy. That's the time to go shopping. That is when the biggest opportunities are happening. He goes, when people are being greedy, that's when you start being fearful. Because when everybody, and I saw this in the real estate market, in 08, 09, before the crash happened, here's what I started seeing. Everybody became a property investor. The banks were offering 125% mortgages, which for me didn't make sense. So that was a clue. When a lot of people were buying into real estate, and I bought my second property, and that's when I paused and I said, okay, hang on a minute. There's too many people buying it. And then there was a crash. Now there's a property crash. It's already beginning. And soon it's going to be a good time to buy. The travel industry is being affected right now. The airports are shut. The airplanes, are on the runways. They're not taking off. Guess what Warren Buffett is doing? He's investing in airlines. Why? Because he knows that the travel industry is the biggest industry in the world. It's $8 trillion a year. And let's face it, guys, we're in the travel industry, and some people are going, travel industry? What do you think is going to happen with the travel industry afterwards? And here's my rationale, okay? And I'm going to ask you the same question as well. When you take something away from people for a season, as soon as they're able to enjoy it again, what do you think is the first thing that they're going to do? Like if I say to you, you cannot take a walk outside, okay? As soon as you're able to take a walk, what do you want to do? You want to go outside and take a nice long walk. You want to enjoy what you've been deprived for so long, okay? I haven't been able to go on a holiday for the last 5 weeks. In fact, I've canceled 5 trips in the last 5 weeks. Because of this amazing platform, I went from traveling to 5 countries in my 32 years I was alive, but joining DreamTrips, I traveled to 61 countries in 11 years. Why? Wrong vehicle, no time, no money. Right vehicle, created time and created money. So let me ask you something. When the airports open, when everything, the dust settles, where is the first place you want to travel to? Where is your happy place? Where's one place that's always been on your bucket list that you wanted to go to? Or maybe it's a place that you've been to before and you can't wait to go back to. Type it on the chat. I want to hear. I just want to open up the chat so I can see as well. We got Morocco here. Perfect. Hawaii. Nice. Dubai. Santorini. Great places. Depending on where you're at, so you might want some sunshine. But I also get the fact that there's going to be some people that when this finishes, they might not be in the situation to travel. So I'm going to show you a way over the next 30 minutes, guys, that you can do 2 things. Number 1, build an income right now. Build an income working from home with a good Wi-Fi connection. You can literally build this from anywhere in the world right now. And while most people in quarantine wondering what to do, I'm going to show you a way how over the next few months, the next few weeks, you can start making an income and protect you and your family. I'm also going to show you a way that you can capitalize on the explosion that's going to follow the travel industry when the dust settles by being a part of the world's biggest VIP travel club, and it's called DreamTrips. Now, DreamTrips, to give you an idea, it's an award-winning travel club. There's a lot of companies that might turn around and say, I'm the best in the industry, and I don't believe in hype. I don't believe in opinions. I believe in facts. So here's one thing that's very important to note. If you go to the worldtravelawards.com, which is the industry equivalent of the Oscars for the travel industry, and you search DreamTrips, you'll see we've qualified for over 50 different awards in the last few years. From the world's best travel club, world's best booking engine, and so on. Why are we winning all these awards? Well, we have a membership for everybody, and I'm going to go through that shortly. Silver, gold, platinum, and titanium are our 4 different levels of membership. And it's almost like if I was comparing it to economy, economy X, business class, and first class. That's the way that I would actually compare the different memberships. So if we look at the first one, which is like the economy version, it's the silver version. The silver version enables you to get access to our booking engine, and the booking engine gives you net rates. What does that mean? Normally, the way the travel industry works is that a hotel gets a deal, gives it to a tour operator gives it to a travel agent, they're adding all the different commissions on top, and then it's given to the public. We cut out all of that, and whatever rates we get directly from the hotel, we give those net rates to our clients, our members. And you can see, like, we've done so many comparisons with different websites, and time after time again, we found that every single time we're coming cheaper. In fact, we have a price guarantee that says if you find it cheaper like for like anywhere else, and you send it to the company, we'll even refund you some of the difference back, 110% of the difference back. So you can look at this, for example, over in Brooklyn in New York, 37% off savings from the best online booking agent at the best price online at the time. Or if we go to London Hilton on Park Lane, this is 48% off. Or even Bora Bora, I believe Bora Bora's on everybody's bucket list. This is 35% off. So you can see very, very big difference. Now, our economy product is pretty good, okay? And essentially we feel that the same way that a lot of households have Netflix these days, it's the same way it's gonna happen, is that a lot of households are gonna start having at least some type of travel membership, because the world is changing right now. The same way that if you go quite a few years ago, broadband was not a thing. Now, you'd be crazy not to have broadband in your home, whether it's basically access to Wi-Fi on your phone or whether it's actual broadband in your home. It's become a necessary part of life. So the creme de la creme product that we have is what we call DreamTrips. Now, DreamTrips, to give you an idea, they're curated holidays. They're holidays to the bucket list destinations, places like you guys mentioned that you want to go to. And what our company does is that they take care of everything. So from the moment that you book a dream trip, you know exactly what's included. And we do everything from cruises. Like, for example, this is our flagship one. You see $69 for a cruise. And look at this, guys. You know that on a cruise ship, it's all inclusive. So for $69, is it fair to say that most people would actually get their money's worth just from the food on the same day? And as well as cruises, we do family trips like going to Disneyland. And you see, every single trip includes different things. Some things include excursions. Some things include different meals, whether it's breakfast, all inclusive, or so on. And it gives you a price there per person, as you can see. But you see how it says you can apply 180 points. What are points? Our points is our loyalty program. So essentially 1 point is the equivalent of $1, and it acts as an additional discount of already the heavily discounted price. So if we look at this trip to Disneyland, where it includes a 3-day Hopper Pass ticket, which that alone is minimum 120 to 150 euros. Once you take off the points, you as the member would spend $129 for 4 days, 3 nights in Disneyland with Hopper Pass ticket and breakfast. And your guest, because a membership covers either your significant other and kids under the age of 18, or you can take a guest, another adult of your choice. Your guest would spend $309, you spend $129, which essentially is $40 per night for Disneyland, staying at a 4-star with breakfast and Hopper Pass tickets. Now, I know a lot of people said to me, how do you guys get these prices? And it's quite simple. It's because we have millions of members around the world. So when we go to a resort like Holiday Inn or Disneyland, we don't negotiate for one room, we negotiate for hundreds of rooms. Hence, we're able to negotiate better rates and give that value to our members. And we do trips all around the world, guys. This is Las Vegas, including a show, Cirque du Soleil. Croatia's mega dream trip, which means we're taking over not just 3 different hotels in July peak season, and there's 5 days and 7 days in order to choose from. And literally yesterday we just released, this is brand new, a promotion. It's called a golden ticket. See, remember I said to you, through every crisis there's opportunity. Some people are saying, oh, people can't travel right now. Here's what we're seeing. Now, because the travel industry is on its knees, we can negotiate even better rates than our members that the average travel company will not be able to negotiate because we're a private members club. Let me give you an example. We just released this yesterday, and this enables you to get up to 75% discount for trips that you can book anywhere from now and lock that price in for up to 24 months. So between now and the next 24 months, you can book a holiday. So if you feel nervous about booking a trip in the next 30 days, book a trip in the next 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. You can cancel the trip up to 30 days before, if, let's say, because of this challenge with this virus. And if you cancel the trip up to 30 days before, every dollar you get back in credits, dollar for dollar, to book your next trip. So essentially, you got zero risk. And these are all-inclusive packages. Check this out, guys. Turkey, up to 45% off. Look at this one in Egypt. $99 to stay at a beautiful 4-star hotel in Egypt with daily breakfast. That's 3 nights. That's $33 per day. I don't know about you, but living in London, which is normally where I'm based in, I mean, that is what doesn't even get you lunch for one day without alcohol, let alone staying at a 4-star hotel. And this is Dominican Republic, staying at a beautiful resort, including a $100 credit as well. You can deduct up to 75 points, which means you would be spending $104 for you and $179 for your guest. Guys, we do themed dream trips, even volunteerism dream trips. So if you love to give back, at the heart of our company is our foundation. And we've built anything from orphanages, schools in Guatemala. So in fact, to give you an idea, in Guatemala, we built over 150 schools, and this caught Oprah Winfrey's magazine's attention and made a feature on us in terms of the big impact that we made on the local education system of Guatemala. So many different options, guys. Anytime Escapes is different trips. You can book literally anytime, like Orlando and Santorini and so on. And this is our first class product. It's our titanium product. So for the people that like aspirational travel, the kind of people that, you know, it's you're not concerned about the price, but more about the quality of the experience. We do many trips where you can literally have bucket list experiences, like going and staying at the St. Regis in Italy and having breakfast at the Vatican before it opens up to the public. Guys, there's many different types of memberships. You know, there's a membership for you depending what kind of traveler you are. So if you're, let's say, for example, someone that you're not really traveling right now and you don't know when you're going to travel, but you want to dip your toe in the water, then the silver membership is a good one to start on if you just want to dip your toe in the water. If you're the kind of person that you travel once a year, then I recommend the gold membership, where you spend $200 to get started today. The $200 you spend today, you get 140 points. Remember, 1 point is $1. You get 140 points back to spend towards your next holiday, and you got up to 12 months to book a holiday with that. And then $56 a month on your 12-month anniversary, you get all of that back as well in order to spend on future dream trips. The platinum membership is good for people that take 2 or more holidays on a yearly basis. You get access to everything you've seen. Guys, I'm just going to turn off my notifications because, as you can tell, my Facebook is going nuts at the moment. Okay, there you go. So for the platinum, you get all the dream trips that I've shared with you, but platinum members get access to platinum dream trips that the gold members do not even get to see. And in fact, our company releases new dream trips every single week. They get advertised to the platinum and the titanium members first, and then 1 week later, the gold members get access to them. Plus, as platinum and titanium, we get to apply more points. In fact, as titanium members, we get to apply 100% more points than the gold members. So based on what kind of travel you want and what membership you see represents you, you can choose your membership today. And I'll tell you what's really cool, because let's face it, when we see something of value, we want to share this with our friends. And we want to travel with our friends. We want to travel with people that we care about. So what our company says is, if you refer 4 of your friends that buy the same membership as you, that monthly membership, whether it's $55 a month or $100 a month, becomes zero. That's why we say refer for, pay no more. That's a good place to start. Now, you might have seen this little "You should be here" banner, all over Facebook. Maybe you've seen your friend have this banner on their Instagram or their Facebook. In fact, if you want to see how big the club is, you can just simply go to Instagram or Facebook and hashtag YSBH, which stands for "You should be here," and you'll see hundreds of thousands of pictures of happy customers from around the world. Now, I'm going to shift gears a little bit, guys, because the thing is, I understand that there's some people right now, like I was when I saw this presentation. As much as I love to travel, it wasn't the travel that was the reason that I said yes. It was the second part, that because we went through a last recession when I'd seen this, and I can see what's happening right now, I wanted to build an income that was recession proof. I wanted to build an income that no matter what happened to the economy, no matter what happened with the government, because I've seen many things happen over the last few years, guys. I remember when the Greek economic crash happened, and so many businesses, so many people had suffered from that. I remember in 2013, we call it Black Friday, which is the day that one of the biggest banks in Cyprus, which is where I'm originally from, shut down. And people lost 90% of their savings just like that. The government only managed to guarantee 10% of their savings. And I saw people that were actually in a good place financially, work their whole life to put some money in the bank that would be their legacy for their kids, and just lose it like that. And I said to myself, we live in such a volatile environment that I need to have an income that not only is recession proof, but also it's residual income. Now, what is residual income? Residual income is the income that keeps coming in every single month for something you do once. That's why I got into real estate. I got into real estate and I bought, my first property that I bought. I spent £333,000 in London to get a 2-bedroom property so I can make £200 a month residual income. That means money left over after the bills were taken care of. And then the boiler broke and I had to, that was like £2,000 to fix. And there's a lot of things, a lot of people look at real estate and they go, "Oh, that sounds amazing." But I got friends right now that because of what's happening right now, and because the government announced that you are not allowed to evict people during this crisis, I got friends of mine that have dozens and dozens of properties and they got expenses, but they can't take any rent in right now. So when I started seeing all these things over the years, I started realizing that property is a very high risk to do that. That's why when I saw our company and I saw that this is a rock solid company, we've done $2 billion in revenue in the last 3 years. So we're not a fly-by-night company that's trying to figure things out to see what works, see what doesn't work, and risking that on your reputation. We're a company that's rock solid. The founder of the company, Mr. Wayne Nugent, has been in the industry of network marketing for 25 years, has had several network marketing companies in the past, has been the #1 income earner in several companies. And our company has been around for 15 years and operating in over 40 plus countries. That means you can literally make money, not just from where you're at right now, but from wherever your network is. And you can have a business with us for literally $50 once off and $25 a month. I know it's crazy to imagine that you can build a solid income from such a low investment, but I want you guys also to understand sometimes you can make big results from little decisions. When I saw this, I couldn't possibly imagine that this would make me millions and a lot more money than what my real estate portfolio made me. My real estate portfolio cost me a few £100,000. And my real estate portfolio has been up and down, and this has been lucrative, but more importantly than that, it's not just the money, it's the lifestyle. And I'm going to show you how the income works, guys. Now, there's several different ways to build WorldVentures. One is to make a little bit of money, little bit by little bit, and on the back end, slowly start building a residual income that over time it escalates. And the way to do that, if let's say, for example, you're enrolling silver members, because it's little money that we charge for the silver membership, little money, little commissions, bigger money, bigger commissions, okay? But the silver membership works very well in the sense that you can build it through teamwork. So let's say, for example, you get started today, you introduce 6 silver members, you make $15, 2 cups of coffee. That's in your first month. But what if, let's say, you help those 6 to enroll 6 and you now have a team of 42, you start to make a little bit more money. But in the 3rd month is when it starts getting interesting. Because what if you do that again? That's when the income starts to get more and more interesting. It's based on a lot of people just doing a little bit, okay? That's the value of the silver membership. Now, if you're like me, where when I saw this, I didn't want to make just money long-term, and I understood this was a long-term business, but I also had some expenses and I wanted to make money quickly. So one thing that I learned, if you want to make money quickly, whatever you do, your team's going to do. And when I saw the different levels of membership, I always got the best possible membership the company provided. Now, if we look at platinum membership, so to the platinum membership to get started with today is $300 US once off and $100 a month. And plus the business is $50 once off and $25 a month. So your total outlay today to do this plus the business is $350 US. But if you make 6 sales within the next 4 weeks, you make $800 US cash. $800 means essentially what it cost you, you've doubled your investment. That's a very good way to start a business. I've run many, many businesses, and believe me, many of them took years to break even, let alone get into profit. Now, if you do the same thing with titanium, then obviously it's double the commission. So 6 sales, 4 weeks, you see that it's $1,600. So you choose the memberships that you want to play with, but essentially I want you to understand the power of teamwork, guys. I want you to understand that every single one of us has 24 hours in a day, but how is it possible for people like Richard Branson to make billions with the same 24 hours that we have, and yet some people with 24 hours in a day struggle to pay the bills? And all it comes down to sometimes is just having a better vehicle. See, when I saw this, I was exchanging time for money. I was making a decent income, but if I wasn't working, I wasn't making money. And when I saw that here I can make residual income, and you can see the different levels with the company. Now, if let's say we look at the level of marketing director, which is right down the center, to get to marketing director, you need 400 gold members in your team, or if the platinum, 200 platinum members in your team will still get you to marketing director. And the average income of marketing director is $4,000 US, which essentially was just a little bit less than what I used to take home after tax with my full-time job. So that's why when I saw this slide, I said to myself, I don't care how long it's going to take me to get to the point where I'm making this kind of money. And in my mind, I understood that if you wanted a business to work, I could not have a short-term mindset. I needed to have a long-term mindset. So I gave myself 3 years. I said, 3 years, if I can get to the point where I can make the same amount of money part-time than I do my full-time job, I'm happy with that. Now, for some people, 3 years, that sounds like a lot. Well, let's put it in perspective. I worked 15 years full-time to get to the point where I'm making that sort of money on a monthly basis. So how can I sit there and go, that sounds like a lot, if I'm willing to spend the rest of my life? For some people, like looking at 10 and 20 and 30K on a monthly basis, I never made 30K on a monthly basis before WorldVentures. In my world at the time, it seemed, almost outside of my, my reality circles, as I call it. But because of this platform today, I'm currently at the level of international marketing director. The company pays for the place that I live in, gives me $1,500 a month towards a car bonus, average income of $35,000 US a month, which is crazy money, guys. I'll tell you the coolest thing about it though. is not just being at this level. The coolest thing for me is helping others get to this kind of levels. The coolest thing for me is through the power of our training, helping people that were basically struggling to make ends meet, get to the point where they start making a little bit of money, getting their head above water. Helping people to go from working crazy hours to become full-time grandparents or full-time parents because they created freedom. And we've created so many stories, and it's all because not just of this vehicle, but because our company offers very powerful training that teaches you step by step exactly what you need to do in order to make this a success. Now, normally our events are quite big face-to-face, as you can see from that picture here. In fact, the director of training, Mr. Marcasetta, that you can see in the picture, he's one of the most experienced speakers in network marketing, over 35 years experience. Now, he's that qualified in the industry that if you were to spend one-on-one time with him, he charges $5,000 an hour, provided you book minimum 5 hours. 25K, as you can imagine, is crazy money, but I tell you what, because of his experience, he's worth every penny. But because he's our director of training, we get access to him at big events, and for the first time, we're doing a training online that you can have access over a whole weekend to Marcasetta plus 10 other trainers, 10 other multi-millionaires through this platform for literally $50 US or $75 for the VIP ticket. Guys, this was the key to the success that we've been able to create, is because of the training of the company. So before I wrap things up, and I'm actually going to invite a couple of people in order to share their experience with WorldVentures, I want to share this. Actually, I'll tell you what, Melanie, if you're there, if you could just introduce a couple of people to share their 30-second experience with WorldVentures, that would be great.
Excuse me, sorry, Efrosyni, Melanie had a technical issue, so can you take it over?
Yeah, of course. Actually, Aline, since I have you here, my friend, I'd love for you to share your story with WorldVentures.
Of course, thank you very much, Efrosyni. So guys, my name is Aline. I've seen WorldVentures actually 2 years and 4 months ago. I was just a very low paid employee back then, fixing phones in a mobile service. I understood very simple that can be a plan B for me, and I took a positive decision even though I had zero previous experience, only because I knew that I'm going to be helped by people with a lot of experience like Efrosyni and other leaders. Guys, it took me 11 months to be able to go to the level of senior rep, start paying my rent from this business. 3 months later, to the level of director, therefore well over 25 destinations around the world. That's why I'm grateful, because I'm representing WorldVentures. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Aline. And actually, I see Yanuts is here as well. Yanuts, if you can share your story as well very quickly for everybody.
Sure, absolutely. First of all, thank you for everything that you shared. I just remembered 1.5 years ago when I saw the same information on a similar way. I was in the point where I was just starting my business. I actually borrowed 35,000 pounds from the bank to do so. And probably about 2.5 years later, I was still not in the place that I wanted, not because it wasn't working, but because I wasn't prepared. And that's when I realized that there's so many things that I don't know yet. So when this idea came into my life, it was in the right moment. I trusted my friend. I said yes. I jumped on board in my first 3 months because I was very teachable, and I listened to the people that guided me. I managed to reach the second level of residual income. In my first 3 months, I made about $5,000. But what happened after that was the real deal for me, because I traveled almost every month in 2019 with my girlfriend through this concept. And this company brought me amazing, incredible value into my life on all the levels. So I'm really, really grateful to be here and be part of our family.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Awesome. And guys, we have many stories from many different backgrounds. You know, people, as you can see from this slide here, this is some of our top leaders from around the world. In the center is myself and my brother. My brother is a person that shared this amazing opportunity with me. And there's so many people that, you know, I've seen grow through this company, which for me, this is the gift. I mean, for example, there's a guy on the bottom left called Stavros Zinonos. Stavros Zinonos, I remember the first time I spoke to him on the phone, he was just getting started, you know, just hit one of the first levels in our company, gave him a call, gave him congratulations. And then I met him face to face, and then I realized this guy's got a fire in his eyes. Now, to give you an idea, Stavros didn't actually see the presentation first. His girlfriend, who's now his wife, saw the presentation. Stavros was negative. He was like, these things don't work. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your money. You should give up. But his girlfriend said, no, I want to build this because, you know, he was a car dealer selling cars. She was a secretary at an offshore company in Cyprus, and they were working very hard, but financially they were not in the best possible place that they wanted to be. She got her 6 in a week. And when he saw the money, he started to realize that maybe this actually works. So then she took him to a training. When he went to a training and he saw the big picture, that's when he realized that this was the platform that could help them to succeed at the highest level. Stavros today makes more than $1 million a year, has a good couple of 100,000 people in his organization. Now, I want to highlight to you, those results are not typical. They're not average, okay? But the question to you is, who's to determine whether you're a person that is average or whether you're a person that's exceptional? It's not about this people's story, it's about your story. What if this could be one of your future stories? What if today that your friend invited you to this presentation, maybe you're in a similar situation like some of the leaders that you heard where, you know, you haven't been living your best life. You've always known that there's more to life than this, but maybe you didn't know a way that you can create it, that you can upgrade your life. Or maybe you're in a situation where you are comfortable, but you know that there's uncertainty out there. And maybe you're looking for a way to create a plan B. Here's one thing I can tell you guys. I don't know a more fun company that enables you to do something that everybody loves anyway, which is sharing the experience of building memories. But more importantly, share the opportunity, not just for you to make money, but help your friends build an income at a time where a lot of people right now, there's a lot of uncertainty. So my invitation to you is choose a membership that best represents you. Even if you're not in a position where financially you can't do more than the silver or the gold membership, you can start with that, you can upgrade later. But here's the one thing that I've learned. It's always better to build a well before you go thirsty. There's a drought coming right now. And maybe this is not your opportunity. That's cool. Get back to the person who invited you and tell them, hey, this didn't click for me, no problem, but do something. Find something else that you can build from home in the next 30, 60, 90 days to get yourself in a better situation. Or if you're in that category, like a lot of us where we just saw this and it just made sense, you know, it's travel. Where the people are traveling now, they're going to travel sooner or later anyway. And what better way in order to travel with your friends, build memories, build an income from home now, travel later, and start building the kind of business, the kind of income that is recession proof. Because I'll tell you what, guys, never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that this life would be possible. You know, literally a few weeks ago, I had received a phone call from my brother. And my brother said, look, sis, you know, something's up with the family, a family emergency. Can you come to Cyprus? And I remember a few years ago when I had a similar emergency because it was my granddad. And I had to go to work and I had to ask my boss. I had to beg my boss to take time off to go to Cyprus to see my family. And he actually almost said no to me. And I took it anyway, because for me, family is everything. And the thing is that was the moment that I made a decision that I would build this for freedom, so I would never be in the position again where if I needed to be there for people that I love, that I couldn't just pick up and go somewhere. And if it wasn't for this platform, when this happened 4 weeks ago, I would not have been able to just book a one-way ticket, come home to Cyprus, be with the family for as long as I needed, because everything's taken care of and I don't need to worry about money, and I don't need to worry about time, and I don't need to worry about asking my boss or to check whether it's possible. I'm not saying this, guys, to impress you. I want to open up your mind to this life is possible for everybody if you got the right platform. So my invitation to you, get back to the person who invited you. Today, this is the first out of 4 presentations. Literally in about, let's have a look, literally in about an hour and a half, so 90 minutes from now, there's another presentation by a very dynamic leader. His name is Panos. Panos actually had a business in Greece that because of the last recession, it collapsed. But luckily, because of this industry and our platform, he's been able to build a significant quality of life and income. And now he's sharing this with people around the world. So look at the person that invited you. All they did today is invite you to a presentation that is done by someone else. We're here to help you to get your questions answered. And you can literally get started, invite for the next presentation, and start making income from today. Start building your business from today. We've got 3 more presentations. If you invite a couple of people for each one, who knows, by the end of the day, you might already have your first couple of team members, maybe your first 4. But more importantly, you could already be beginning the first chapter of the rest of your life. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Get back to the person that invited you. Look forward to seeing you somewhere around the world. And more importantly, look forward to hearing your new story.